Hi. Sorry. I literally just picked the camera up, so yeah. If this feels shaky, that's because it is. I just woke up, like properly woke up. Please ignore my hair. It's doing its own thing. You can probably hear birds, maybe a car far away. It's quiet in that not quite silent morning way.
I'm just gonna sit here for a second.
My brain hasn't caught up yet. Okay, hi. Welcome to my van, I guess. This isn't one of those super polished tours. It's tiny, a little messy, very lived in.
And honestly, that's the point.
I'm in England right now. It sounds dramatic, but it feels really normal. See that fog? Yeah, condensation. Every van video starts like this. I live here alone. Every van video starts like this. I'm solo, but I'm careful. And I'm safe, I promise. This space is mine. This isn't really a tour. It's more like hanging out. I forgot what I was saying. Sorry, that happens a lot. I kept putting this off. There's always something unfinished. I don't know why. It just did. That sock? I'm not picking it up. This is my little moving home. It's not fancy, but it's real. Sit with me for a bit. My coffee isn't even made yet. Which feels gold. I like starting mornings like this. It feels honest. No pretending. Mornings like this are my favorite, and I wanted to share this. Okay, please don't fall. Hey, post-college life is this quiet freedom, you know? I'm learning to just enjoy the little things. It's these quiet mornings, you know, days just blending into seasons. Feels like a new chapter, but in the softest way possible. It's not always glamorous, but it's honest. Just me, my van, and this cozy morning. It's so quiet out here. Feels like the world's giving me a moment to just be.
Hey bestie, morning from the van. My hair is a total disaster today. Hey, real life, right? And here's the slightly messy corner. It's cozy, promise.
This post-college freedom is weird but good. I'm learning to trust myself day by day.
Hey morning, just starting my cozy routine. Kettle's on, my dog's here, ready for the day. It's the little things.
You know, this post-college freedom is wild. I'm just living my best van life, and it feels so right. You know, this post-college freedom phase is hitting different, but honestly, I'm quietly confident in it. Hey bestie, how's it going? It's been a quiet morning in the van, just feeling that post-college freedom. Oh, look who's here. Hey buddy. Hey buddy, come here for a cuddle. That's it, good boy, right here.
Hey you, just wanted to say thanks for being here. It feels like talking to my real best friend, not some audience. That means everything.
Nothing feels rushed this morning. Hey bestie, mornings like this remind me to slow down. You're doing great. Mornings like this feel so free. Just packing up, letting the day unfold.
Okay, so before I start showing you the van, let's just be real about the hard parts.
Some mornings it's freezing, like everything feels damp and the air is just heavy. You're constantly tidying. In a small space, mess multiplies faster than you can blink. I lose things daily. And then I find stuff in the strangest places and I just stare at it like, how did you even get there? I love being alone, but loneliness, yeah, it's still part of the deal. Sometimes the silence gets loud, especially at night. When that happens, I lock the doors, text a friend, and focus on my breathing. I remind myself I've handled hard things before, and I can handle this too. But yeah, sometimes my heart's still racing a little. Money's another quiet stress. Budgeting is constant, honestly tiring. But even on those days, it's still worth it.
I miss long showers, stable Wi-Fi, and knowing exactly where I'll sleep every night.
England weather keeps me humble. The van only leaks when it rains, so most days. I've learnt to laugh about it, mostly.
But none of these struggles cancel out the joy. They just sit beside it.
This life isn't for everyone, and that's okay. But sharing it helped me feel less alone when I was starting. All right, now that we've talked about the real stuff, let me show you the van. This is where all the magic happens, even when it's a little messy. The kitchen's tiny, but I make it work. There's always room for a cup of tea. I'm going to turn the camera toward the bed now, and I'm sorry in advance for the mess. I swear it looked better yesterday.
This is where everything happens. Sleeping, editing, reading, eating, overthinking, staring at the ceiling.
The mattress isn't fancy at all, but it's comfortable enough that feels earned. Let me press on it. See? Soft, but not sinking. It knows me at this point. Bedding is honestly one of the most important parts of van life. Layers matter so much, especially in England. I've got mismatched blankets, different textures, nothing aesthetic on purpose, but somehow it works. They make the space feel like home instead of a vehicle.
I wash these more than anything else I own, mostly because they smell like comfort to me and I want to keep it that way. Nighttime routines are a big deal for me. I lock the doors, close the curtains, and make a cup of tea every single night. I usually put on a podcast really quietly, something calm, and let it play until I fall asleep. Sometimes I fall asleep mid-sentence and wake up confused, which is kind of funny. The bed does convert a little for daytime, but honestly, most days I don't bother. Living small taught me to stop chasing perfection. Waking up to rain on the roof used to stress me out. Now it feels comforting, like the van is being tucked into. Dr. Tool, I just listen. To rain, to footsteps outside, to my own thoughts bouncing around. This bed becomes a bench, a desk, a hiding place. When I'm sick, it's where I recover. When I'm excited, it's where I plan. It's spacey, it's necessary. I check the locks from here at night, phone within reach. Lights low. Safety feels softer when you build it into your routines. Some nights I sleep curled up, other nights stretched out, taking up all the space I can. I think that matters too. Taking space, letting yourself exist fully, even in something small. It reminds me that small does not mean limited, and quiet does not mean empty. Not here, not in this bed. Somehow that thought helps me sleep a little deeper. Every single night here, without fail. I'm sitting on the bed now, and this space holds everything. The hardest moments, the softest ones. All right, moving the camera over to the kitchen now, and I'm already laughing because it's so small, like comically small. Cooking here is simple and sometimes a little chaotic. This is the stove. It works most days, which is all I ask. I mostly cook easy meals, soups, pasta, toast, tea, so much tea. I open this cupboard and you'll hear everything rattle because nothing is fixed properly, and I've accepted that. I don't rush meals anymore because there's nowhere to rush to. Even making a slice of toast feels like a small ritual now. I stand here, wait for it, listen to the rain or the birds, and just exist for a minute. Water storage is always the unglamorous part. Water becomes very precious very quickly. I wash dishes outside sometimes, which sounds romantic until it's freezing and your hands go numb. That's when I question my life choices a little. Food connects me to comfort more than anything else in this van. On hard days, cooking something warm helps me feel grounded.
Soup feels like a hug. Pasta feels like stability.
I keep a tiny shelf of spices here. Nothing fancy, but they make everything feel more homey. Smells matter when your space is this small. One good smell can change the whole mood. This kitchen isn't about aesthetics. It's not Pinterest worthy, and that's okay. It's about care, feeding myself, slowing down, and choosing warmth, even on days when everything feels a bit messy. I think this corner taught me patience more than anything. You can't multitask much in here. You focus on one thing or you burn it. That lesson weirdly leaks into the rest of my life. One thing at a time. When I'm tired, I lean against the counter and let the kettle boil fully, no rushing. I check the locks while I wait, just a habit now. Some nights I cook in near silence, other nights I talk to myself out loud. Both feel normal here. Whoops. This kitchen holds my basic needs, and meeting those needs daily feels grounding. All right, here we go. I'm about to open some storage, and I'm already sorry because it's pretty full. Storage in a van is like a never-ending puzzle. You solve it once and then it somehow breaks itself overnight. I try to rotate clothes with the seasons, but I still end up feeling like I have way too much. This sweater, though, is my favorite. completely worn out, slightly stretched, and I just can't get rid of it.
Laundry is a whole event. Plan it, drive to it, wait for it, and guard it like it's treasure. It definitely makes me appreciate clean clothes more and the freedom to wear the same outfits a lot.
Honestly, it's kind of freeing. No one's expecting fashion moments here, not even me.
These little baskets, my attempt at organization. Everything needs a home or it turns into chaos instantly. Some days I'm really good at it. Other days, well, I just shove things in and tell myself I'll deal with it later.
That's part of living here too. Not every day is tidy or intentional, and that's okay. Minimalism for me isn't about aesthetics, it's about being practical.
It's learning what I actually use and what just takes up space.
I've gotten better at it, but I still struggle with sentimental stuff. Little objects hold big memories.
Letting them go feels harder than it probably should, but I'm working on it. I close it carefully, because if I don't, it pops back open.
And here's my emotional anchor, making sure I don't take life too seriously.
Honestly, this little one keeps me grounded more than I realize.
This chaos, it's manageable. And it's mine.
Sometimes it's the little things, like a warm drink to remind me I'm exactly where I need to be. Okay, I'm going to take a breath before I say this part, because I always do. And then I laugh because bathroom questions are always the first thing people ask. Like immediately. Not how's the view, not are you happy, just, but where do you go to the bathroom?
So this is my setup. I'm not going to over-explain it or make it weird. It works for me. And honestly, that's what matters. Most of the time I use public facilities, sometimes a gym membership, sometimes a bit of improvisation. That sentence sounds cooler than it is.
In the beginning, it felt awkward, exposed. I questioned myself a lot. Like, what am I even doing? But over time, it just became routine, like everything else in van life. Personal care here is very intentional. You slow down because you have to. I wash my face with cold water most mornings. It wakes me up instantly, like a reset button for my brain. Some days I hate it. Some days I love it. Depends how brave I feel.
Hygiene in a van is possible. It's just different. Comfort is more mental than physical sometimes. I know this part worries people, especially if you're dreaming about doing this alone. I promise it's manageable.
You figure out what works for you, and then you stick with it.
It's not glamorous. No one's filming aesthetic shower shots in here.
But it doesn't define the experience. It's just one small part of a bigger, quieter life I'm building. I've learned to be patient with myself. Some days everything goes smoothly, other days, not so much. Living alone means you become your own support system. You notice when you're tired, when you need rest. I always double check the locks before bed. That small habit makes me feel safer. Sometimes I light a candle, just for a minute, and pretend it's a spa, even though it's very much not. Okay, I'm going to sit down properly for this bit. It feels important. Safety comes up a lot, especially because I live alone. My rules are simple. I lock up every night, I trust my instincts, and if something feels off, I leave. No long explanations. I used to think fear meant weakness. Now I think it's information. I park thoughtfully. I keep my phone charged. I like knowing I can move if I need to. Some nights I check twice, not because I'm panicking, just because my nervous system likes routine.
I fix little things myself, usually badly the first time. Second time, slightly less embarrassing.
Living solo taught me what I can handle and when I need help.
Sometimes I call someone and say, I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's okay.
Solitude used to scare me. Now it feels like a skill. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. Sometimes it's just peaceful. If you're dreaming about this life but feeling scared, I get it. Fear and excitement usually show up together. You don't have to be fearless to start. You just have to listen to yourself.
This is my little sleeping corner. Tiny, but it's mine. My kitchen is basically 2 steps wide, but I've made soup in here that fixed entire bad days.
When you live small, everything has a place, including your thoughts, eventually. See? He keeps me grounded. Confidence didn't arrive loudly. It came from tiny wins.
Some days my thoughts are messy, but they're mine.
When fear shows up, I thank it for trying to protect me, and then I decide what to do.
Okay, this might sound a bit dramatic, but this van stopped being just a vehicle a long time ago.
It kind of became a witness, which sounds strange, I know.
But it really has. It's seen me on my best days and my absolute worst ones.
When you stay somewhere long enough, it holds pieces of you. That scratch, I rushed in once and smacked straight into it. Classic me. You can actually hear the difference between a soft drizzle and a proper storm.
That click is weirdly comforting. Feels like home.
When you live somewhere properly, not just passing through, you let your guard down.
This is my kitchen. It's tiny, but honestly, I don't need more than this.
Growth doesn't look dramatic. Sometimes it's just making tea and staying. When you don't have much space, you think twice before keeping things. This little bed has held happy tears and dramatic overthinking at 2 a.m. I'm going to pause for a second, because this bit always gets me. It's fine. I laugh it off because I don't want it to feel heavy. Living this small made me feel bigger inside. I fixed things here I never thought I could. And yes, safety stuff matters. Romantic van life is great. Safe van life is better. When you can't escape your own thoughts, you start listening to them. Have you ever stayed somewhere long enough to really meet yourself? This space gave me permission to just be. I don't know exactly where I'll park next month, and I kind of love that. I'll always be grateful for this tiny space. Not perfect, not neat, but honest, and that's enough. I guess this is the part where I talk about the future, which always feels a bit strange. I don't really have a fixed plan, and honestly, I kind of like it that way. Maybe I'll travel more. Maybe I'll stay parked somewhere quiet for weeks. Some days I want to see everything. Other days I just want to let time pass slowly. What I really hope for is to keep choosing softness. It sounds simple, but it's a choice I make again and again. A life that feels safe, honest, gentle, even when the world feels loud and rushed.
I just want to keep building something that feels like mine.
Even if it changes shape. Actually, especially if it changes.
I really want to say thank you for being here. Sometimes it's just me, alone, talking to a camera in this tiny van.
But knowing someone's on the other side makes it feel less lonely.
I'll probably keep making slow videos like this.
Maybe more tours. Maybe quiet days. Maybe just thoughts and cups of tea. I don't want to promise anything specific. Life changes plans quite a lot. But the intention is there, to keep showing up, even when it's messy. I always hesitate here. Goodbyes feel awkward, even through a screen. Take care of yourself, wherever you are. Okay, bye. I'll just let it be quiet for a second.